Welcome everyone to Pokemon White Let's Play Retrospective. I think we have enough balls to tackle... Oh, what is Professor Juniper's dad doing here? So he talks about this as a dragon spiral tower and that there are dragons that seek the truth. And he noticed that we have the white light stone. And then he gives us some delicious cake or whatever. Don't care. Can we do something here? You can catch Dratini and Dragonite here, but you don't want the Dragonite and Dratini in that place. You want it from somewhere more special. But first we need to go to the top. I think we will place Magnezoned to the second place, and then we will well, let's just swap to the top. Maybe activate let's activate a max repel and go for and use the drowsing machine again. So we can go up here if we want. There's not much. It kind of changed a little bit. We found a red shard. Finding shards is pretty easy in this game, but getting the shards you want is not easy. Supposedly there is something called... I could have used strength out, but I chose not to. Let's go up here. Supposedly in the Drift Vale City Pokemon Center you can get a shiny stone. You can get 10 shards for free, which if you want to catch if you catch an early Volcarona, you can immediately teach it Heat Wave, a 100 base power move, which is insane. And the Volcarona immediately becomes usable. As the next max repel we will not activate. But I checked the Pokemon Center and there is no gentleman. So Bulbapedia says that, but again Lustrous One. There are the items for the 3 Gen 4 dragons of creation or whatever. It's kind of weird. Maybe it's when you first arrive, but it makes no sense. Let's pick up this. You get here Dragon Claw. It's kind of surprising that it's so late that you get such a good TM. But whatever. Let's get this one. There's another item. Maybe I can get to it. I don't need it anymore. I hope they didn't increase add anything to the encounter add an encounter table here, because that would be annoying. What is this? PP Max. We never used some PP Maxes in this run so far. We might do that, but often we never need more PPs than we have. What do we find here? A comet shard. Maybe we can sell that. Just a little more and we are close to where we can finally try and catch Reshiram, and that would be here. We are now at the top of the tower. So this is how Reshiram is summoned. If you played Pokemon White, you have already experienced this. Now Pokemon White, who played Pokemon Black, I mean. Now those who played Pokemon White and now playing Pokemon by 2 are now experiencing the alternative summoning. We already talked about Reshiram. In this generation it's really impressive, but otherwise Reshiram is not a good Pokemon by Uber standards. Look how it destroys all the pillars that are remaining. Oh, it didn't. That was just my imagination, I guess. Will the battle start immediately, or how will it work? So we can still explore if we want. I think I will do that. Oh, here it is. Don't mind me, Reshiram. I will challenge you to a Pokemon match right away. I won't soft reset for a good nature, but we want to try catching this because I don't want to go up here all the way. Like, Cobalion is fine, but finding this thing, getting to this thing is kinda annoying, and we really want to catch Reshiram because catching it is a requirement to find Kyurem. Yeah. So we lead off with Magnezoned, who is 2 levels lower. Let's go for Thunder Wave. Imprison, it's faster than us. But I'm glad it didn't went for the fire type moves, or else this would be much less would be a bit annoying. Oh, I went for the second one. Thankfully it went for another imprison, so we don't need to worry about that, but we wasted a turn, wasting a good opportunity to deal some damage. I think that's decent. Goes for the Dragon Pulse. We check that and go for another Thunderbolt. That should do some real damage. It's extra sensory, such a weird move to have. So he has Dragon Pulse, extra sensory, and Imprison. What's the last move? It has to be a fire type move, right? Fusion Flare, exactly. We need that move because I want to use Reshiram a little bit. But I'm not worried about the nature unless it's really disastrous like a Jolly or Adamant nature. But I guess even that could... it's not that big of a deal, but it will still feel a bit annoying. So we go for Flamethrower here. And I go for a move I'm certain it will survive. Goes for the super effective Fusion Flare. Or that it's what it would think, but it didn't matter, it got a critical hit, so it technically dealt super effective damage. Is the catch rate of Reshiram in this game equal to the catch rate of Reshiram in Pokemon Black? There's only one way to find out. We are going to throw some dusk bolts. Numero uno. 1. Oh, it didn't work, okay. It may have the same catch rate, but it may have been changed for this game specifically. So we throw another Dusk Ball. 45 is the catch rate, and how do you calculate that? It goes for the Dragon Pulse from his belly. Or is that the... I don't know how much, if this is impressive damage or not. It's impressive, but for 150 base special attack, this 90 base power move, I feel it should have done a lot more. Is it 80? A lot of pulse moves got nerfed in Generation 6. But it's not a big concern. Let's try catching it. I'm trying to think of a name. So we called Zekrom Outrageous, but it never learned Outrage, sadly. So I will call Reshiram, a Draco Meteor. Yeah, I think, right? So Latias, can that thing do something? Latias has had just one move that may have dealt the weakest amount of damage that it can survive, but sadly we don't have access to it, so this may be troublesome. Dusk Ball is not helping much. Thankfully the dragon goes for a psychic type move, which Latias is completely resisting, and I now notice that I could the whole time just put so do on Latias and completely hard wall this Reshiram, but we caught Reshiram, so nothing to worry about. Yeah, I will call it Draco Spam, because that is what Reshiram is almost known for. It doesn't always spam Draco Meteor, but it does spam Draco Meteor. And here's N. Hey N. Reminds us that Kyurem is back, and we can consider finding it. Let's check out Reshiram at home. I mean Draco spam. I hope it doesn't have a disastrous nature. So let's see. I will maybe temporarily deposit Latias, and we'll see. It's impish nature. That's god awful. Impish Draco spam. Oh boy. It could have been worse, but let's go for a test run. I don't think I have ever used Reshiram in generation 5 in the game, just to beat stuff up, because I never owned it. Okay, I owned Pokemon White too, so that's not an excuse. I probably didn't use it simply because that using this thing would require a few adjustments, since Eevee training is a pain. But with this one, since it's impish, I don't have to worry about Eevee training. I just can use it the way I want. So let's test out the Dragon Pulse. It does some really good damage. So my intuition was not misplaced. This is really annoying. There's an up, so let's go for another. Let's go for Fusion Flare. The most important thing about this is we finally got Reshiram. It doesn't matter the nature. The nature that may matter is the Pokemon we want to catch next episode. But I want to look at our hidden grotto first, and then we can do this. And let's see. Oh, it's still the same Tangler. So I hope you enjoyed today's recording session, and I think I will heal my Pokemon first, and we will go and hunt for Kyurem. Look forward to it, and goodbye.